It's an exciting time, and you love this for your kids. You love this for your school and your community. That a lot of people have high expectations on it, and so they are. We got 7 guys returning on each side of the ball, and most of those 7 have multi-year starting experience, and so that's an exciting thing. It doesn't happen very often as a head coach or as a program to have so many kids that have started multiple years coming into a season, and so the expectations are high, but I think these kids have been in the battles. They understand what Friday nights are like, and I think we're all excited about having wide open stadiums and having them packed, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of this year with our schedule. We know we've got to perform week in and week out. I'm not sure who made our schedule, but he certainly didn't do us any favors. But it should be a great season. It should be a great season for these kids to go and show off their skills. It should be a great season for Powell and the Powell community to enjoy football.
There were times last year where Jordyn Potts had those wow moments, and then there was times that I'm sure where there were some head scratchers because he was a first-year starter. What have you seen out of him differently this time around to maybe y'all can put a little bit more on him this fall?
Well, I think so much of it just starts with him and his relationship with offensive coordinator Josh Jones. The amount of time those two guys spend, preparing, going through, understanding situations, understanding what it is. And yeah, to a fault, Jordan's one of the most competitive kids I've ever been around. And so, sometimes you got to tell him, hey, man, just throw it away and let's come back to the next play and we'll restart again. And so, those are things you learn from a sophomore to a junior. Those are steps you take in that position within that range. But, yeah, 100%, his wow moments are unbelievable. And some of the things he can do back there at the quarterback position I haven't seen in 18, 20 years. And so, we're excited about his development and to think we've got him for 2 more years. But to see what he does this year and his growth will determine a lot of the success.
Seems like he's even put some work in the weight room. I mean, I don't know how big he's ever going to be, but it looks like he's made some efforts and some gains in there.
He is, not just him, but a lot of guys on our team. Our strength program and our kids' commitment to that strength program since January has been unbelievable. And so, whether you're talking about some of those sophomore linemen or whether you're talking about some of those wide receivers and defensive backs, they all feel like they've added that 10, 12, 15 pounds that you want to see in a year's growth. So they are coming back more mature, ready to play the game physically.
What's Jayden Collins mean to y'all's offense?
He's exactly what everybody wants in the slot. He's a former running back who has running back skills who's now playing in the slot. And, our job's to make sure he gets touches every single game because whether it's a 5-yard or an 8-yard slant or whatever it is, he's got a chance to score every time he touches it. And his ability to, make one guy miss and then accelerate out of a cut, you just don't have enough of those guys on any roster. But his skill set certainly says he needs to touch the football so that he can explode whenever he does.
You mentioned the schedule there, and obviously there's big games with Catholic and Maryville and out of region. How do you manage all that, make sure your guys are still going to be somewhat healthy and fresh by the end of the year?
I don't know. Well, we ain't gone through it yet, so hopefully it works itself out. But, it is what it is. The schedule kind of developed itself, but at the same time, as a high school kid, you want to play in big games. You want to play in games that people are interested in. You want to play in games that people want to come see. And so, our schedule gives us that opportunity. Maryville and Catholic are certainly the guys at the top, but, there'll be more people at the Halls game than there will be any other game this season, at Powell. And so to open up with Anderson County, that's 7 miles up the road, and then to have Halls at home as well, and then, to have Catholic and Maryville on there, our kids are going to be well tested by the time we get to the end of the season, and their kids are going to know what it's like to play in front of big crowds and big games.